That was one of the most frightening days of my life. The government stormed my small herbal business and tried to shut me down. This all happened several years ago when I had just taken over the distributorship of a Tibetan product that proved so successful. I started a line of traditional Chinese medicines. I was learning all I could about herbs and acupuncture. And then one day, there was a knock on the door. It was the FDA. So I said, "What do you need?" And the agent said, "Well, recently you imported some herbs from China, and I'm here to find out how you're storing these herbs and what are the intended uses." He said making a claim for an herbal product would determine the product was an illegal drug. And he said that he had found a brochure that I created where it said that the formula was studied in Switzerland for serious circulatory disorders. So he said that he contacted the FDA's medical expert, and the medical expert said he'd never heard of the Tibetan formula. It was not a licensed drug in the United States. And the Tibetan formula had aconite, which was a deadly poison which could cause loss of consciousness, paralysis, and death. And he said, "We're going to be sending you a warning letter. And if you do not answer all the questions to our absolute satisfaction, we are going to seize your product and destroy it." And I said, "Geez, are you sure?" I said, "This is a formula that's been well researched and proven to be safe in Switzerland. Everything will be on the warning letter." So it took me some time to reach out to an attorney. I found an attorney who specialized in FDA regulation. And when I got the appointed letter, I called the lawyer again and I said, "Well, we have to talk about this letter." What it alluded to is said that we had no safety studies done in the United States. And it basically indicated unless we were prepared to torture a large number of laboratory rats, they were basically going to be declaring our product illegal. And then furthermore, they pointed out that you cannot make any claims for an herbal product, or that product would be deemed by the FDA an illegal drug. So this was all on the warning letter. And then finally, there was a phone number of the Agent Smidley, and said, "You need to call me immediately to set up an appointment." So I called Agent Smidley and he said, "Do you want me to come to your office or do you want to come to my office?" And it was so unpleasant the first time he had come to my office. I said, "I'll come to you." And so at the appointed time, it was kind of early in the morning in downtown Seattle. I approached this large federal building. And as I approached the FDA headquarters, there was a woman with long, stringy blonde hair. As I got closer, I could see some signs and bumper stickers that said stuff like, "End FDA harassment, protect our access to herbs." And I said, wow, this is right up my alley, you know? So I walked into the giant hall of the FDA headquarters, and as soon as I got out of the metal detector, the agent was there meeting me. And he led me to this huge office room. It was the size of a football field, and there was a 40-foot conference desk, the American flag, the Washington state flag, and the FDA insignia on a flag. I was very intimidated. And I said, "Are you taping this?" And the agent said, "No, we're not taping this." And he said, "What data do you have for us?" And I said, "The formula is completely safe." I said, "If you'd like me to swallow a whole bottle in front of you, I will." And he said, "That is not an official FDA examination, and it does not lead to official FDA analysis." And he goes, "What committee of experts has determined your formula safe and effective? And where are the laboratory studies in the United States showing that this product is safe?" And I said, "I've tried the best I can to answer all your questions." He said, "You're not doing a very good job. And unless you can get me more data, we'll be coming for you and your product." I called my lawyer and I said, "Is there anything more I can do?" And he said, "Short of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, the only thing you could do is sell as much product as you can. And when they come, give them the product." And on that day, They arrived with a search warrant and a seizure order, and they carted out all my inventory in a hand truck, and the hand truck was going to a larger truck, and the larger truck was going to an incinerator where they were going to incinerate all the products. And I thought, what a waste. Thousands and thousands of dollars of inventory going up in smoke. And they wouldn't even let me donate the products to the homeless. There are people that could really benefit from those herbs that they were going to take to the incinerator. And I was thinking this when there was another knock on the door. And this time it was the U.S. Postal Service Inspection Unit. I opened the door and there were two agents, and they said, "Post office?" I said, "What? I didn't use the right mail slot?" And they said, "No, this is very serious. You're being accused of violating the health fraud statutes." And I said, "I've never made an untrue statement. Every statement I've made is based upon fact and traditional information out of China." He said, "That's not good enough. We need a committee of experts based on the United States who will attest to the safety and efficacy of your products. And I don't mean no Chinese doctor." Wow, a US government official is making racial comments? Something is really wrong. They are really trying to shut down my business. And so I did the only thing I could think of, and that's to call my lawyer. And he said, "Thank the nice gentleman for coming. Tell them to address any questions to my attorney's consideration, and tell them that they must leave." So I thanked the nice gentleman for coming. I told them to address any questions to my attorney, and I told them they must leave. Must leave? We're the government. What, do you have something to hide? What are you selling here? What kind of snake oil are you selling? And I said, "There's no snake oil. I always listen to my attorney, and he said you must leave." So they got in a few more insults. They left. And I was just shaking like a leaf. I was so upset. What's going to happen to me? The whole US government is descending on little Andrew. Oh my goodness. And then I did the only thing I could think of. I walked to my congressman's office. It was about 5 blocks away. And I waited and waited and waited. And finally I met with the aide. And she said, "What's going on?" And I said, "I'm being shut down by the government." "You?" "Yes, and I'm not going down without a fight. I'm determined to provide safe natural medicine to my community, and the government isn't going to stop me." Looking back, I realized that my battle against the FDA and the authorities wasn't just about defending my small business. It was about standing up for something bigger, fighting for the right to provide alternative options and empowering people to take control of their health. I even published my first book, Chinese Herbs in the Western Clinic, documenting the remarkable results we achieve from modest healing effect to truly life-changing transformation. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. This would really help us grow our channel. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.